Hi everybody, welcome back to the Snake Pit. I'm Snake and I'm back with another video for you. I'm going to continue today with breaking down the different groups of heroes so that I can get you those cold hard numbers of what exactly happened with these heroes on defense teams so that you can plan your defense teams better, know which heroes are going to give you problems when you're attacking, and so that you can shave off some flags from the opponents in your wars and get those wins. So today, just like I've been doing lately, is I'm breaking them down into groups, so I don't have time to do each one individually anymore, because I want to get you this information before it decays. Of course, I'm working on version 2 of my study, but for now, I'm going to try to get these out to you as quickly as possible. Today, we're doing event heroes. I'm really excited about this one. Being a longtime player when these were the cream of the crop, they're just there's a lot of nostalgia with some of these heroes. So for those that haven't seen any of my videos before, don't know what I do, I'm going to put a link below in the description to my war defense study. You can check it out. All the numbers I'm giving you are real data of what happened during my 1 year study where I recorded every hit, every hero, what the placement of them for an entire year. So to note, none of the heroes I'm going to cover today is going to be the costume versions. It's all the regular versions because they were more recent, especially when you look at some other heroes like Killhare and Finley, those type of event heroes, even the Christmas ones. I don't have anything to give you on that today. That'll come in version 2. So for all these regular versions, a lot of people are still using them, but they've got costume bonus. So you can imagine that they're going to do slightly better with that costume bonus because they got the boosted stats. But for today, that's what we're going to go into. But I've got a lot of them. There are a lot of heroes to cover. I'm doing any event heroes that were used at least 90 times within that 1 year period. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, Mother North. She is the most used event hero, being used 535 times during that first year of my study. And 74% of those times, she was put on the wing, which is the correct place to use her. And more precisely, you want to use her on the left wing so that when she does revive heroes, they come after her in the order. So if they've got a full mana bar, they can still fire. If you have her on the right wing, you don't get that benefit. They'll have to wait another turn and they may not survive it. So always put those reviving heroes on the left wing if possible. So Mother North, she's slow and very niche. Okay, as you can see from the numbers on the right hand side, and again, there's the survival rate and times used. Yellow is average, red is bad, green is superior. She's only exceptional in rush wars, and in particular, only on the wing. I kind of discount those tank numbers that are there because it's only 2 times used. I suspect that would drop, but I don't hide numbers from you guys. That's what has happened. But definitely 153 times used on the wing, 39.6%. She's exceptional there, but if you look at the rest, it's all red and yellow. She's really not useful in those places. Now the thing with Mother North is she's often considered the best healer reviver in the game because of her high 50% chance to revive. However, if you recall my season 3 video that I did just previous to this one, Heimdall was in there and he actually performs better than Mother North in most areas by having a weaker revival rate, but he comes with a skill set that also boosts health and buffs the attack of your allies. So, it's not a shot against the bow against Mother North. She's got her place and she's excellent at it. But in case you'd forgotten, the numbers for Heimdall I'm going to flash him up here. So here's a comparison. And don't crown him as the Green Reviver champion yet, though, because I still have yet to cover Alberic, and that'll come with the HOTM videos that I'm going to be doing as well. But if we look, okay, so here's that breakdown, the comparison, the side by side, and look at this. I mean, Heimdall's actually better in almost all areas. I mean, because he's actually got green in those faster in the, well, not faster, but the regular mana speed wars. An Equalizer does much better. Of course, that's because the boosted health is an instant thing. It's not like a buff. And even in Rush, he does better. So for those that have parked Heimdall, for the benefit of Mother North, I wanted to show you this comparison because I find it is very relevant. But like I said, I've still got Alberic to cover, and I'm curious to see who you think is going to be the reigning champion at the end of this. They're all useful, of course, on the wings. Let's move on now to Krampus. So I'm kind of following the same pattern as before, where I'm going to do the most used heroes towards the least ones. Okay, I already did an individual hero that was dedicated to Krampus. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a card at the top here. And you can get a more detailed analysis on him there. But in a nutshell, he ranks in the top 10 of all heroes that tank in every war type except for Equalizer, and he's still on the high side of average there. That's almost green as well. He's an incredibly versatile hero who, as you can see from the summary chart below, if you look at the bottom part, that little one, he's superior to the average hero in all three positions. And I want you to take a look at how close the numbers are for each position. They're almost identical. So you can use him wherever you need to. He does not have to be at tank or flank. He's exceptional on the wing, although only 31 occurrences. But if you want to see more on Krampus, check out the individual video I did about him. Next on the list is Santa, and of course is another popular Christmas event hero, albeit not as popular as Mother North and Krampus. He is slow, so his best numbers come from the Rush Wars. But if you look at the chart on the right, he's actually superior or on the high end of average in every war type when used in the flank position. And although there's low usage at wing, there's a glimmer of brilliance there too in some cases. One of my viewers, Mike DG, he had asked me at one point how Santa performs, so that's why I kind of did this event one. And he also asked whether Santa does better when he's combined with other heroes from the same family. And this has been something I've been wanting to tackle for a long time, so I'm glad he asked it and brought it up. And I did a couple hours of digging to sift through every one of these teams that had Santa on it, and to record the data and get some numbers. So I've actually got some numbers. I'm going to flash those up in a moment, and it's like I said, it's something I wanted to cover before about family bonuses. After seeing what I'm about to show you, I think it's something that I'm going to maybe put towards the forefront and see if this is something that people can leverage and people may be neglecting in the end. And for Mike, this is a good segue for me to say too, for everybody out there, if you like my videos, please subscribe, and if you have a question, just ask it in the comments. I'll always answer you in the comments. I know I've got a couple of questions I still need to ask. I'll get to those. A couple of questions I need to answer, sorry. I'll get to those shortly, but sometimes I'll answer them in these videos as well. So anyways, as Mike requested, I'm going to give you that answer for how Santa does when he is by himself compared to with family members. So here we go. So Santa alone, just using him alone, he was used 201 times, and the survival rate is 32.1, which is higher than the average survival rate. By a few percent, it's 29.7. So for an average hero. So he does well on his own. Now, if you look at the second line, this is Santa with Mother North or Krampus. So one or the other. So just two family members. And that survival rate goes up for that team that has both of them on there. 36.7%. That's quite the jump. And an incredible jump. Now, mind you, only used 12 times, getting the trifecta in there with Santa, Mother North, and Krampus. Just so you know, Mr. Pengy was not part of this original study. I finished just as he was coming out. So I'll have more on that later as I compile more. But 52.4%, you know, the winner family bonus is 2% health, 5% attack for minions when 2 heroes are used. And if 3 heroes are used, like that bottom line, then it's 3% health and 10% attack added to those minions inherited from their owner. So this is kind of significant. It looks insignificant at first. And maybe it's just because there's 3 great heroes here. Because, you know, they're all 3 of them are good heroes. Mother North, not so much in some cases. In Rush, she is. But, I mean, you know, the numbers are there. We see a steep incline the more people you add. So look for my family bonus video that I'm going to do, and I'll see if I can uncover similar trends in the other families as well. So anyways, Mike, I hope this answered your question. I'm going to move on. And now we're going over to Black Knight. So similarly to Krampus, he also did well as tank in Arrow Barrage. Krampus was way up there, and the Black Knight came in with a 7th place finish. So they're both excellent in that department. Black Knight, although not used much in Rush Wars, was stellar in all positions for that type. He does not seem to be as diverse as Krampus, though. You know, looking at the wing, remember Krampus was pretty much same numbers, all green right across. When you look at that bottom chart, but he, you know, Black Knight actually did exceedingly well at flank, and he actually did better than Krampus in that spot. And as a tank, he's above average. So not as diverse, but there's still a use for him, and especially with his costume bonus, that'll help, or even the costume version may even be better. So time will tell with that when I get more data. There wasn't much use on the wings, but the small sample size is not promising. All right, Finley. There probably aren't many surprises when it comes to Finley. He's mostly used on the outer positions, and that's where he's best used. There's a reason people put him there. You know, highly typical of fast heroes. He's garbage in Rush Wars, and he will just drag your team down. You know, almost 30 times he was used on the wing, and it's below 0 or below the average. So, you know, even one hero can throw off your team. Don't put fast heroes in a Rush War. You know, I've actually only covered one that actually did better. You know, was in the green. So for the most part, keep them out. I can only count on one hand how many times he's been used at tank, and those results are not pretty. He's average-ish at flank, but if you really want to maximize Finley's usefulness, you'll stick him on the wing for regular mana speed wars. That's where he is. That's where he belongs. One word of caution, though. Although it's green, and it'll probably continue to be a good hero, especially with his costume version, there is kind of a downside, and that is that if you stick him on the wing, it opens him up for suicide if an opponent has Mitsuko. So a savvy attacker with Mitsuko can easily charge her up before he goes off. Being on the wing, you can just do the tiles on the opposite side. And then when you fire off Mitsuko, you can start chaining up some tiles on whatever side that Finley's on and get him going, and he's just going to suicide on you, like I said. This is a tactic I often use when I see a blue attacker on the wings. I don't think there's a lot of Mitsukos out there that are being used. Maybe people think that she's, a little too old school and out of date, but definitely those reflect heroes. And there's not a lot, but blue will suffer because of Mitsuko. Anyways, with that said, he's still deep into the green on the wing, so use him there if you have him. Queen of Hearts now is overall, let's not kid ourselves, she's a third-rate taunter compared to Krampus and Black Knight. And then she's going to get bumped down the taunter line even further when I complete version 2. I'm already seeing the numbers. When version 2 of the study comes out, you're going to see the stats for Kara and Ludwig. Once those are compiled, we're going to see Queen of Hearts go even further down. Like Black Knight, she doesn't appear to be effective on the wing, unlike Krampus. She's best used at tank or flank, and that produced average results. Now, there is one shining star moment to bring up with Queen of Hearts. I mentioned this in my Equalizer war video, but take a look at the Equalizer stats on the right-hand side. Because she uses minions for her taunt and not a buff, her taunt remains when the Equalizer hits. So that is kind of, that's a bonus for sure. She was actually more effective than Krampus and Black Knight in this war type. So if you do have her and here's the place to use her over your Krampus or Black Knight. You'll have to wait for the numbers on the other taunters, but if you like using taunters and you've got Queen of Hearts, not a bad spot for her. Outside of that, I don't recommend it, although she did have some good numbers in the Rush War on the flank. 32 times used, well above the average there. Now on to Killhare. So Killhare is from the Springvale family, and for the longest times was one of the hardest hitting heroes in the game that targeted all enemies. The downside, of course, she casts a defense ailment for all other allies. I did a video on Killhare. You can check it out. I go more into depth on that hero everywhere, but I'll give you the summary here. She only belongs on the wing, in my opinion. Okay, and the stats support this. By the time she goes off on the wing, she will either decimate the other team, which means a win for you, and the ailment is not much of an issue, or the rest of your team is already dead by the time they get to Killhare on the wing, and the ailment again won't matter because it doesn't affect Killhare, just everybody else. I would opt for a different dark hero as a tank if your alliance is using purple up the middle. If they use something else, put Killhare on the right wing. Put something else on your left wing that's going to maximize that damage, like a defense ailment type hero or something of that matter. She's average mana speed, so she's effective in all war types, but again, push her to the outside. Okay, now it's Lady of the Lake. So she is a pesky hero to face, and obviously she's not at the top of the list for the most used, and it's a shame because she is an incredible hero, just not used very much. And I suspect that it's because she was an event hero and she was not that easy to obtain. Clearly, looking at the numbers below, she's great near the center and not so much on the wing. Now, I've covered before single healers on the wing are a terrible idea. Look at any of my videos that are specific to war types about healers, and you'll see that. So that's certainly a factor on this, is because she's a healer and doesn't revive. You don't want those on the wings. But the main reason that she needs to be in the center and that she does better at tank, she does pretty good at flank too, but extremely well at tank, is that she needs to get those minions out quickly because they reduce the mana from the attackers. Those minions need time, and they need to be able to chip away at that enemy mana bar before those enemies charge up. And to do this, she needs to be at tank. If she's at flank, she might get them off before some of them start firing. On the wing, those specials are going to be flying before those minions can chip away at it. So you got to keep her to the center. Flank is an acceptable option, but not as good as tank. Never underestimate how powerful mana reduction is. I've done a video on Elizabeth and Guinevere. If you need more proof on, how that can be really effective, just never take it for granted. Mana is a big factor in whether your defense team is going to win or lose. Fun fact, Lady of the Lake ranked 3rd best tank overall when looking at all the war types and all the heroes used in that position during the first year of my study. So again, it's a shame she wasn't used more than she was, because she was an extremely effective hero. All right, now it's Jabberwock. He has a fairly unique ability to do a reach around and target the outer sides of the enemy formation. It's useful because it does force attackers to think about bringing beefier but often less destructive heroes to put on the wings. And of course, if there's only one hero left, then they're getting a double hit, and Jabberwock hits pretty hard. The number of recorded uses for Jabberwock are not that high, though. If you look on the right-hand side, I'm getting 0s, some 1s. But Jabberwock has shown that he can be average at tank and flank, but his prime spot is to be placed on the wings. Keep him out of your defense for rush wars, though. You know the drill, fast hero and all. Lastly, we are going to talk about Guinevere. I previously made a video of this Avalon hero who was once the best in the game. I kid you not. She has fallen from grace since then, but there's still a use for her. Check out that video that I made for the full explanation of why she's incredible as a tank in rush wars and how you can leverage her and support her in that role. Incredibly high number there. All the rest of it, I mean, she somehow is doing well in arrow barrage at flank for the 17 times used, which is not that much, but it still kind of shows that there's maybe potential there. But we're looking at reds and and below average and average for the rest. So anyways, check out the video if you want. I find that's probably the only place that you want to use Gwyn, and outside of that, I wouldn't. Okay, I went through this as quickly as I could. I know that there was a lot of heroes to cover. If you have any questions about anything that I might have skipped over, please just ask. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you enjoy watching my videos. These things do take a lot of time to put together. And for my next batch, I'm thinking I'm going to go to 4 stars. There's been a lot of requests for those. And certainly I'm going to be pursuing those other projects, such as the family bonus. Anyways, I hope that you enjoy this video. If you have some of these heroes, that's great. They're still going to be useful. Of course, there will be a decline as the power creep keeps going up. I'll keep an eye on that. And certainly in version 2, I'll update you. But it's always good to know where these heroes came from. Anyways, until next time, I'm Ssnake, and I'm here to help you defend yourself.